Hello students, this is my first lecture for the subject structural analysis. Keeping in mind the various difficulties students are facing while understanding the basic concepts of structural analysis, hereafter I am going to upload number of lectures related to this subject. So please stay connected and do subscribe to this channel. Now today's lecture is related to identification of zero force members in a truss. Now which is an important topic as far as Maharashtra Engineering Services exams are considered. Now in this exam there is a compulsory question on zero force member. This topic is equally important for GATE as well as IES exams. So here I am going to show you how the zero force member in a truss is to be identified. Now in order to identify the zero force member in a truss, you will have to keep in mind two thumb rules. I am going to dictate these two thumb rules one after another. The first thumb rule. Now according to this first thumb rule, you will have to go to that joint at which two members are meeting. And these two members should be non-collinear. There should not be any force or reaction acting at that joint. So if there is no force or reaction acting at a joint where two non-collinear members are meeting, then both the members are zero force members. Thumb rule number 2. If at a joint three members are meeting, and out of these three members, if two members are collinear and if there is no external force or reaction is acting at that joint, then the non-collinear member is a zero force member. So there are two thumb rules. First thumb rule is related to a joint where two members are meeting, whereas second thumb rule is related with the joint where three members are meeting. The common condition for both these thumb rules is that there should not be any external force or the reaction acting at that joint. So let us see how these two thumb rules are to be used to get the zero force member. Here I have shown one truss. Now the loads have been shown. There are two loads acting, load P1 and load P2. So these two forces are acting at these two positions, and let us see how many zero force members are there. Now in order to apply the two thumb rules, we will have to check the joints. So what I am doing is that I am starting with this joint B. So if I consider joint B, then there are two members which are meeting at this joint B, but there is an reaction at this joint. So we cannot apply the thumb rule for this joint. So what I will do is that I will go to the next joint. Let us go to the joint I. So at this joint I, there are three members which are meeting. Out of these three members, two members are collinear. So two members are collinear, whereas the third member is non-collinear. So, and again, there is no external load or reaction at this joint I. So second thumb rule can be easily applied. So there are three members which are meeting at a joint, out of which two are collinear. There is no external force or reaction at this joint. It means the third member must be a zero force member. So this member is a zero force member. So first zero force member have been detected. Now what I will do is that I will go to this joint J. Now at joint J again, there are four members which are meeting. But out of these four members, one is already a zero force member which have been detected early. So this is zero force member, and there are only three members which are remaining. So if I neglect this zero force member, there are three members which are meeting at this joint, out of which two are collinear and the third one is non-collinear. This is zero force member. So if I remove it, it is not going to affect the truss. So at this joint, the three members are remaining, and out of these three, one is non-collinear. There is no external load or force reaction at this joint. It means that this member is also a zero force member. Now then what I will do is that I will go to the next joint. At this joint there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 So out of these 5, 1 is the zero force member. So remaining are 4. So 4 members are there and I cannot apply my thumb rules. So what I will do is that I will go to the next joint. Now at this joint there are again 4 members which are meeting at this joint, but there is also an external force. I cannot apply the thumb rules. So I cannot apply the thumb rule over here also because there are 4 members meeting, but I can go with this joint. Now at this joint if I consider this joint, then there are 3 members which are meeting. Out of these 3, 2 are collinear and it is non-collinear. There is no external force or reaction at this joint, so it is a zero force member. So 3 members in the right part are already zero force member. Now I cannot go with this one. So can I go with this one? Yes, I can, because there are 4 members. Out of 4, 1 is already a zero force member. So there are 3 members remaining. 2 are collinear and there is no external force or reaction at this joint. It simply means that it is also a zero force member. Now then I can go with this joint. At this joint I can see that there are 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 members already, but out of these 5, 2 are zero force members. So 3 are remaining and 2 out of these 3 are collinear. So the non-collinear member should also be a zero force member. So this is how we can predict the zero force members over there. Now then I will go to this joint. If this joint is considered, there are 4 members. Out of these 4, 1 is zero force member and there are 3 members remaining, but we cannot use the second thumb rule over here because there is an external force. So in this right part, so far we have detected or identified 5 zero force members. Can I go with these 2? Now this joint cannot tell us about this force in this member. Now as there will be some force in this member, because the external force is over here, the same force will get carried over to the next member again. Now then I will go with this joint. At this joint there are 3 members which are meeting. Out of these 3, 2 are collinear and this one is the third one which is non-collinear. There is no external force over here, which simply means that it is again a zero force member. Now this is a zero force member. Then I will go with this joint. If I consider this joint, then there are 3 members meeting. 2 are collinear. This one is non-collinear. There is no external force as well. So it means that it is a zero force member. As it is a zero force member, I will go with this joint. There are 4 members, but out of these 4 members, 1 is already a zero force member, and it means that this should also a zero force member. Now as it is 0, I will go with this one, but here I can see that there are 4 members. If I remove or if I neglect this zero force member, still there are 4 members which are remaining. I cannot predict about the zero force member over here. Now same is the case over here, same is the case over here. Now as this force is acting over here, some force will get introduced in this member also. Now as this is the force, or there will be some force in this member, the remaining 3 members are there, so they will also carry the forces, and as such this is the total number of zero force members over here. So if I count these zero force members, then there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 8 is the total number of zero force members over here.